Welcome to Toon My Heart. Yes, that's Toon as in cartoon. Because in this podcast, we'll be taking a closer look at popular animated movies through a Christian lens, in search of faith-relevant themes and traces of eternal truth. I'm your host, Tracy Harold. And just a disclaimer, I'm not a Bible scholar, nor am I a film scholar. I'm just an animation fan who loves Jesus, and who wants to explore how the themes and ideas presented in some of my favorite films might resonate with the Christian faith and help remind us of what we believe, in sometimes surprising ways. So I hope you'll join me as we get animated about our faith. Welcome to another episode of Toon My Heart First Impressions, in which we share our initial thoughts on a recently released animated film. And in today's episode, that film is Dreamworks' latest feature, Dogman, currently out in theaters and available to rent or buy on various streaming platforms. Now, I was already a fan of Dogman before going in to see this movie. Not because I've read this series of graphic novels by Dave Pilkey on which the film is based myself, but because my daughter has, and they've gotten her excited about reading in a way that nothing else has before. And for that, I will always be grateful. So before we go any further, let's hear what Darcy has to say about Dogman. So, Darcy, you and I saw Dogman recently, right?
Yeah.
And you were really excited to see Dogman because you are a big fan of the Dogman books.
Yeah.
Why do you like the Dogman books?
Because it makes me laugh and I just like it.
And you like Dogman so much that it inspired you to write your own comic books, right?
Kinda.
What was your comic book that you made about?
Super Sloth.
Super Sloth. Do you think you might want to make graphic novels like Dave Pilkey one day?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So what did you think about the Dogman movie?
I loved it.
You loved it? Did they do a good job of bringing the books to life?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was your favorite part?
When Flippy came to life again.
Flippy, the evil fish?
Yes.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. Who was your favorite character?
Lil Petey.
Yeah, he was my favorite too. He's so cute.
I want to be miserable too.
Okay. Do you think that people should, if they haven't read the books and they like the movie, should they read the books?
Yeah.
Okay, Darcy, thank you so much for talking to us about Dogman.
Bye.
Of course, my daughter's love for Dogman is far from unique. Since the first Dogman book was published in 2016, they've proven extremely popular with even the most reluctant of young readers. To date, more than 60 million copies of these books have been printed. They've been translated into 47 different languages and frequently top the bestseller lists. So, it was only a matter of time before we got a Dogman film. And I think Dreamworks has done an admirable job of bringing this unique and beloved series to life with lively, creative animation and a cleverly written script. I've talked on this podcast before about how animation is not just for kids. But, of course, there are some animated films that definitely are for kids, and this is one of them. That doesn't mean that adults can't enjoy it too, but I think you have to really embrace your inner child to do so, because the conceit behind Dogman, which I think would have been helpful to include in the film but it wasn't, is that this is a story written by George and Harold, the fourth grader protagonists of Pilkey's previous series, Captain Underpants. So you really have to come at it from the point of view of a child. Because if you try to watch this with an adult mindset, the very basic premise of Dogman, that a dog's head has been sewn onto a man's body, is equal parts ridiculous and horrifying. But if you put on a kid's perspective and just roll with it, you can have a lot of fun with this film, with its sketchy animation that perfectly captures the look of a child's hand-drawn comic book brought to life, its cleverly juvenile humor, its madcap action, and its memorable characters. And you may just find that buried under all of the absurd silliness and zany action is a surprising heart. Because, you see, this movie isn't just for kids. It's really a celebration of the power of kids. It's about the unique power of their innocence, wonder, love, and yes, faith, and their ability to bring out the best in others. It reminded me of Mark 10:14 when Jesus told his disciples, "Allow the little children to come to me and do not forbid them, for of such is the kingdom of God." Because at the end of the day, the real hero of this film isn't Dogman, or his jealous but well-meaning boss, or even his arch nemesis, Petey the cat. No, the real hero is a little kid making homemade comics. It's Lil Petey, the evil Petey's adorable pint-sized clone/son, a character who wasn't even shown in any of the trailers for the film, at least not the ones that I saw, who ends up being the key to it all. He's the one who gives the lonely Dogman joy and purpose beyond his job as a cop. He's the one who helps Petey, annoyed as he initially is by his son's existence, to begin to overcome his cynicism and selfishness to see beauty and goodness in the world. So, it's a movie for kids and about kids, but really that means that it's a movie about parents too. We all hope to be a parent like Dogman, embracing and enjoying every magical moment with our kids, encouraging their wonder and enthusiasm for life. But if I'm completely honest, there are plenty of times when my parenting more closely resembles Petey's, when I'm tired, easily annoyed, and pessimistic, dismissing what my child sees as pretty flowers for worthless weeds. Thankfully, as Dogman shows, there's grace for us Petey-ish parents. And if we allow ourselves to look through our children's eyes more often, we might just see the flowers too. And if we look at it through our children's eyes, we'll find a lot to love in Dreamworks Dogman also. That's it for this episode of Toon My Heart First Impressions. I would love to hear what you thought of Dogman if you've seen it, so feel free to reach out on social media to share your thoughts. You can find Toon My Heart on Facebook, Instagram, and X, all under the username @ToonMyHeart. Don't forget, that's TOON. And as always, your follows, ratings, and reviews, wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, would really mean the world to me. Until next time, don't forget to stop and smell the flowers, even if they look like weeds.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.